don't worry, you don't have to require technical skills or coding skills for this class. It's for everyone, okay? So who am I? My name is Juan Pablo Sanchez. I'm a cybersecurity researcher. I studied computer science and also business. Uh, the base objective of this class is that every single one of you, after the end of the class, can create your own business, fully automated, or if you don't want to open your own business, you can do it for someone else and you can sell your services to automate another person's business. All right. So, what is the problem we want to solve with this class? It is basically the human performance threshold in all the companies. Because right now, when someone starts a company, 70% of their time is not used inside the company. They use their time for other things. So the human performance thresholds we have when starting a company or when managing a company are that we don't have enough workers, all right? So when you start a company, you don't have enough people to help you out. It's also too expensive to hire a lot of people and it takes a lot of resources. So when you open a company and you start getting clients, sometimes you don't have the money to pay someone to be in contact with your clients, and that can take a lot of your time, and your time is very valuable and could be used for other resources. All right, then let me ask you a question, guys. So, how easy will it be to have hundreds of employees from the day one? So, imagine this: you're starting your company and you have the power of a workforce of hundreds of people, all right? So, I think that will be very easy for me and for everyone starting a company. Um, because just imagine what you could do, what you could achieve. If you had hundred people from day one, you could do anything you wanted, and now that's possible thanks to AI and other factors going on in around the world. Okay, so today we will learn how to use the virtual scale platform. So what is the virtual scale platform? Well, it is an automation platform that provides an unlimited workforce of AI employees, and those employees can chat and can speak. So basically, you can create and design your own employees. So you won't have to hire anyone else. Uh, this way, you can start your business or help another business out from the beginning without having to hire more staff. So some of the functionalities of the platform are automated call scheduling. So you can have your AI employees or your virtual employees calling your leads or your prospects. Also, automated lead data collection. So they work basically as human employees. Uh, they are as smart as a human employee, so they can capture your leads data. So for example, they can be speaking with your lead, and while they speak, they can obtain personal information like their name, their email, their date of birth, and more information, all right? And also they can speak in 36 languages, and well, in any channel. So they can be speaking in WhatsApp, via phone calls, via their website. So basically, what is an AI employee? An AI employee, of course, is AI powered, works 24/7, speaks 36 languages, and you can train the employee in a minute. So now you won't take weeks to train your employee. You can just give him a link or the PDF or your information, and you can train them in a minute. Okay, so for this class, we will, while we create the account in virtual scale, we will showcase an example of an hotel in Cancun. So, what does a hotel needs from AI employees? Well, we will create a concierge team and a reservations team. The concierge team will be speaking directly um, with the guest at the hotel, like questions about the restaurant or schedules, and the reservation teams will manage reservations from people outside the hotel, right? So here are the steps we will take to create the like the account and the employees. So first we will create account. We will create a virtual team, and we will design the first employee, and then we will train the employee. So how the platform works is that employees belong to a team. So uh, in order for us to create an employee, we'll have to create a team. In this case, the concierge team that will handle all the guest questions, and the reservations team. And each team will have an employee inside. So let me open up the platform. Okay. Can you all see the platform, or you are seeing the PowerPoint presentation?
So far, we are only seeing the PowerPoint, not the
Oh,
platform.
okay. Let me try to share this again.
Reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, you are with Juan Pablo Sanchez Lorenzo, our subject matter expert, our specialist today. He's in the process of launching the platform from which we're going to be able to open up an account with the virtual scale system. So let's pay close attention. We can see everything at this time. Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Um, okay. So to create an account, we will go to app.virtualscale.com /register. Also, you don't have to follow me in the steps because this class will be recorded. And also, if you want any assistance or help, I will share my email at the end of the class. All right. So basically, to create the account, we will provide well, we can do it with a Google account, or we can provide our email address and create it with a passcode. Right now, I already have an account created, so I will start from there. Okay. So uh, basically, this is a platform. We can see like all the summaries and the quick actions in the home screen, and on the left, we can see all the menus. So we will begin by creating our first team, okay? I already have some teams created, but we will create a new one. Because this is for the hotel, we will call it concierge hotel. The language is like the default language of the team. It can be any language. It does not affect because you can create employees on different language. You can in the same team you can have an employee speaking English, and an employee speaking Spanish, an employee speaking Portuguese, and many other languages. They can speak up to 36 languages. Okay. So now we created the team, and let's begin creating the employee. So with the employees, we can give them a name, the default language, but the default language does not mean the employee only speaks that language. It's like the language of his accent. For example, I'm from Mexico, so even if I speak in English, my accent is from my country. So it is the same for the virtual employees because their accent or their voices comes from a human. Uh, these guys get the voices from humans. So the voices, when you speak with a virtual employee, it's like hyper real. It's undistinguishable from a human voice. So let's give a name to this employee. It's the first employee from the concierge team, and let's make the default language in English. Concierge team. Now, we will set up the answer phrase and the dialogue phrase. These are the phrases your employee will say when the conversation starts out. So the first line your employee will say when he picks up the phone, that's the phrase we want to put here. So for example, we can do, "Hi, welcome to the hotel. How can I help you?" And we can just basically reuse the phrase in the dialogue phrase. The dialogue phrase is when your employee calls another person. So we can have two phrases, the answer phrase which will be when when your employee picks up the phone. And the dialogue phrase is a phrase when your employee makes an outbound call, right? Sorry. Okay. Now, let's go to the main instruction, okay? The main instruction is the core instruction your employee will have. So here we will state all the guidelines and rules we want our employee to have. There are some preset instructions that we can use. For example, sales agent, it's a short instruction, but we can basically input whatever guidelines we want to do here. So for example, if we want our employee to behave in certain way, we can do it here. If we want to give our employee like background information, we can do it here. Like you are 40 years old, you work at the hotel, all that information. Mm, So we will use the hotel receptionist main instruction right here, or we can edit it, right? So for now, I will keep the preset. Now, it is time to select the voice. There are a lot of voices. We can filter out the language, the gender, for different providers. So for example, if we want to do a male employee, we can filter out the male voices and we can play a sample of the voice. So tell me if you can hear the voice.
A single rose can be my garden, single friend my world.
And you can basically scroll through the voices they have,
El futuro es
play them.
incierto, pero siempre es.
Oh, let me filter the ones in English.
I'd rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I have not done.
Let me tell you what my grandpa told me when I.
And you can basically scroll and select the voice you like the most. They have a lot of voices from different providers. So when you find one that you say, okay, I love this voice and this voice resonate a lot with my brand or with the brand that I'm trying to build this automation for. So you just select the voice, and now let's get on with the knowledge. The knowledge is basically what your employee will know. And there are two types of knowledge, the quick access knowledge and the large knowledge base. The quick access knowledge is what we want our employee to know at the moment, like instantly. All the background information about your business, in this case, the hotel, will be stated here. Uh, the hotel we will be doing the integration for today, it's the Hotel Dos Playas in Cancun. It is a beautiful hotel in Cancun. I've been there sometimes, I think 3 times. And yeah, we will be building the integration for them, okay? So to create a knowledge base, we can do it manually. We can input all the information manually. We can input a PDF file, a Word file, or we can input the link if your client or your business already has a website with all your information. It can create the knowledge base by default. So to create the knowledge base, we can create from website, and we will just provide the website from the hotel, okay? And now a background agent, another AI agent in the background will start reviewing all the information and taking notes of everything important it finds inside the hotel. It will just take a moment and okay, there it is. So it has a hotel overview. It's a hotel in Cancun, Mexico. It's an all-inclusive hotel, and here are all the features and accommodations they offer. So they have king size room, standard 2 bedroom, and a standard double room, and all the amenities and services. They also have wedding services. So we just hit create, and now inside the knowledge, we can select the just created knowledge base. Okay. Then we select this knowledge base and let's go with the flow. So what is a conversation flow? A conversation flow is basically how we can visually model the conversation step by step. So imagine this as a script your employee will follow. So here we can input all the instructions we want our employee to follow. For example, instruction 1, greet the guest and ask for his name and his room number. Then when we obtain the name and the room number, we can ask another question. For example, ask the guest what he needs help with. And that's how we can start modeling the conversation flow. I will show you some examples here, also inside the platform. For example, this is a support flow. Here, we say in the first instruction, greet the lead and ask the lead for his name. So basically, the employee will read this instruction and it will follow it by hand. So when we create a conversation flow, we can also test it at the moment. We can just hit the test button and a chat will open up on the right side. Here we can input some questions as if we were the guest. So for example, hello. And right now, after I send the message to the employee, it will answer with, it will ask for my name and it will say hi to me. Hi, can I have your name, please? And when I input your name, because this instruction has answer validation, so when we create the instruction, we can do a lot of stuff. So for example, we can check if the answer the guest responded is actually what we asked. So for example, if the employee asks for your name and you do not answer with your name, it will try again to get your name. So it will always try to validate the answer if we have this option, check answer, toggled on, okay? And when we toggle on the check answer, we can state what information we want to get. In this case, his name. So we will only pass from instruction 1 to instruction 2 once the guest, in this case me, provides his name. So I will provide my name. My name is Juan Pablo. And now we will go to step 2. So now it is asking what issue am I having, because that is the instruction we set on right here. So this instruction also has answer validation turned on. So if I do not provide the issue on my that I am currently having, it will not go to the next node or the next instruction. So for example, I can say here what, and it will stay in the same node until I provide. So now like I can provide I am having trouble making reservations. So now that I provided the issue that I'm having, it goes to the next one. And this happens because we have answer validation turned on, and we are validating that the lead provides his issue. Okay, now let's get back on with employee. We can create a new flow from here, or we can select one. I will select the one we already had. And now let's go to the channels. Because this employee has access to a lot of channels, we can actually turn on WhatsApp, phone calls, SMS, voice widget, chat widget, and Instagram. Voice widget and chat widget are widgets you can install in your clients or your own company's website. So, for example, if you go to the Virtual Scales main website, you can see a widget on the right corner on the bottom. And this is basically a widget you can also create in their platform and customize it to your needs or to your brand needs. So you can personalize the colors, the logos, all these icons or submenus, okay? And you can basically configure that from the channels. I will show that in a second, okay? So right now, I want this employee to have access to all the channels. So from WhatsApp to Instagram and phone calls. So if a guest sends a WhatsApp message, this employee will pick up the message. Or if the guest sends a phone call, well, this employee will be the one that picks up the phone call. Then in the advanced settings, we can change the AI models that this employee is using. So for example, if you find out a certain model, AI model is better for your use case, you can choose it right here. I always leave the default settings, but there are a lot of options. You can use from OpenAI, GPT-4, that are the ones from ChatGPT, or you can use the ones from Facebook or the ones from Google. Also, something these guys have is the end of speech prediction. This works for phone calls. End of speech prediction is basically another AI model that it's running in the background. So every time you speak, it predicts if you are done speaking. So because one of the problems that AI employees had in the past is that when a person is speaking to them and takes an idle pause, for example, right now, me sipping a cup of tea, that does not mean that I was done speaking. I was just making a natural pause because that's how we humans work. So what these guys found out is that actually uh, AI models think you stop speaking and interrupt you in the middle of your speech. So you can be speaking with them, and if you take a sip of your coffee or you make a natural pause to make a thought, uh, in the past, the AI models used to interrupt you. So now that won't happen with the speech prediction. If we turn this setting on, the AI model will actually try to predict how likely it is that you have ended speaking. So we will leave this turned on, and then we will to the review. So in the review, we can see like then an overview of the employee, the name, the language, the team, in this case, concierge team, the knowledge base, and his voice. If you want to make any changes, you can do it right here or after we created the employee. So I will hit submit. And now we have the first employee for the concierge team. Now, let's create another team with the second employee, and this will be the reservations team. This team will be handling the reservations for the Hotel Dos Playas. So whenever someone calls or sends a WhatsApp message, they can book a reservation in the hotel from this employee. So let's create a team. Also, the default language will be English. And we will create a team. Also, there are other settings inside the team settings that we can use to configure. So for example, if we want to set a max call duration, we can set it up here. So for example, we can go from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. So whenever you are in a phone call, you don't want the phone call to last very long, like hours. So you can set up a max call duration right here, and also a conversation memory count. So your employee, every time he speaks with a lead or with a guest in this case, he will remember the interactions. So here we can set up his memory of the interactions. So he will remember every single time he spoke with you. So for example, here we can set up, and we want these employees to remember the last 20 interactions they had with us. So if I speak today with the employee and I say, hey, my name is JP, well, Juan Pablo, they call me JP. I live in Mexico. Well, for the next 20 interactions, the employee will remember this. And also, every single time you add information to our interaction, he will remember the information. So we will create the team, and now let's add an employee. Okay, let's call this employee David, and David will speak English as well. But remember, they can speak up to 36 languages, okay? This is just the language of his accent. And this will be for the reservations team. And let's do the pickup phrase. Here we can say, hello there. Welcome to the Hotel Dos Playas reservations. How may I assist you? and we can just copy and paste this phrase to the second one. Now, for the main instruction, it's basically the same as the first employee. I will here select a hotel receptionist and then assign the voice. In this case, we also want a male voice. Oh, sorry. We also want a male voice speaking English, all right? So I will select this voice, the one from Liam.
A single rose can be my garden, single friend my world. A single.
And also, if any of you guys want to clone his own voice, you can do it with these guys. So some people will ask, okay, I want to be picking up the phone like myself. Is there any chance I can clone my voice? And yes, it is totally possible. You just get in contact with the support team of Virtual Scale and they will let you clone your own voice. So you can have like a mini version of yourself picking up the phone. Now, with the knowledge, we will select the knowledge we previously created. And now with the conversation flow, here we can select the same flow as before and the channels. Also, all the channels because we want our employee to be able to handle WhatsApps, phone calls, SMS, and in the chat widget, all right? Advanced settings, we will turn on speech prediction. And let's go to the review section. We can see the overview is fine. Everything we selected is right here. And we will click submit. Okay. Oh, I created it for the whole concierge. Well, now what I was speaking about the website widget. So these widgets you see right here, you probably seen them also inside AIU's platform somewhere in there. You can basically create these widgets and set them up for your website or for your client's website. Because remember, the objective of this class is that after the end, you are able to create an automation employee or to do it for someone else. So if you don't want to open your own business, you can do it for someone else and sell your services. So to create a widget, we will just hit create widget. And here we will able to select all the configurations. And after we create the widget, we will see the icon right here to test it out. So for example, here we will do it for the Dos Playas website, all right? So Dos Playas and the subtitle, welcome. Now, for the logo, here you can provide a URL of your logo. So you can upload it to your Google Drive, or if you have a server, you can set up the link right here. And then you can select the theme that you want this web widget to be connected to and the colors. So for example, if we look at the Dos Playas website, we can see they use this like blue tone color a lot. So I think that's like their main color, and we will set that up right here. So for example, we can use this blue and try to get it as closer as we can. And also, if you have the code for the color, there are some screenshot to color tools that can give you the color the color code. So if you don't want to be playing around with the color picker or the color selector, you can input the color directly here. So let's set this color up and we'll create save changes. So when we go to the Dos Playas, now we can see all the configuration and the logo is right here. So Dos Playas welcome. We didn't input a logo, so there's a placeholder right here, and we can start the conversation with the employees. So if you guys remembered, we created two employees, David and Mark. So let's start the conversation. Hello. And David picked up, okay? Hey, can I get your name, please? Sure. My name is Juan Pablo. And right now, David is asking these questions because if you remember, we connected the employee with the support flow. The support flow is a template flow I had set up earlier, but we can create our custom one. So for example, if we go to create conversation flow, we can create it from a template, from already built conversation flows, or we can create it from scratch. We will create from from scratch this time. Okay, so instruction note. We will ask the lead or the guest in this case for his name and his room number, because this will be connected to the concierge team. So, hey, greet the guest and ask for his name and room number. We will turn on check answer because we want to validate that we already have his name and his room number to be able to identify the guest rooms. Okay, so we will actually validate if the guest, in this case, provide his name and his room number. Then we can go with the second one. So after we have the guest's name and room number, because this is a hotel concierge, we will ask, how can I help you with? Ask the, oh, sorry. Okay. So we will ask the guest, how can we help? How may we assist? And let's go with the next one. So after this, we will provide a solution for his issue, okay? Now we will save this and we will call it concierge flow. Okay, so now we can go back to the flow and try it out. So when we click test, the chat will open up on the right side and we can test it out. So, hi, may I have your name and your room number, please? Oh, sure, my name is Juan and my room number is 657. So now it goes to the next one. How can I help you? Can you send some towels to the pool, please? I've sent a request to send towels to the pool. And we can actually make a connection with the hotel CRM right here or their PMS. So whenever we make a request, we can make a request to their real life servers or send a message. So inside their managing machine, they can see the request in real time. This is now just a demonstration test, a demonstration use case. So it's not actually connected with the hotel, but you can totally set that up. So we now see the flow, it's working and it's okay. And we'll just hit update. Okay, something very important about the platform are the categories, because after each interaction, whether it's a phone call or a WhatsApp message or inside the website, we can categorize the interactions. So depending on the outcome we want, we can categorize interaction. So for example, in this case, whenever a guest makes a reservation, we can set up a category, reservation made or reservation. And we can say when a guest makes a reservation. So when the interaction ends, your employee will check all the categories you have, and it will try to select a category that matches your description. So for example, in the use case we made, we made a petition, so it will not end in this reservation. But for example, if we call the hotel and say, hey, I want to book for tomorrow for 2 people at 5 p.m., all right? Then after the conversation ends, the book will be scheduled and the interaction will be marked as reservation. So we can like tag all the outcomes that happen inside the platform. And this happens for WhatsApp, this happens for Instagram, for all the channels you want to connect. And then if we want to update the data, if you remember inside the employee, we added the information about the hotel. So if we say, hey, I made a mistake and I did not add this information that I wanted to add, or I accidentally missed some hotel schedules. So for example, if we go to the hotel, we can see they have three room types. But imagine if they had a fourth one and we miss it the first time. So we can go to AI data and we can go to knowledge base and edit the knowledge base we just created. So for example, uh, here we stated that these guys had, for example, in this case, three room sizes. But if we missed one, we can add it right here. So option D, deluxe suite, two king size beds and private pool. So now we just added more information to the knowledge base, and this is basically how you can edit the information. So if we check it out right now, it should have our deluxe room. So here it is. And now, whenever someone asks information to the reservation team, they will have this extra room. Uh, then, if you want to see the insights, like all the summaries that are happening inside the platform, you can visit the Insight and Usage Analytics. Inside here, you can see all the messages on all the chats with the different categories. So all the categories you have right here, for example, in my case, contact later, voicemail, general information, meeting scheduled, because I use this platform to schedule meetings with my clients. So I connected my Instagram account, and whenever someone tries to set up a meeting with me, uh, they do it with my virtual employees, and I will have the category marked as meeting scheduled. So if I go to usage analytics, I can actually see what categories I am getting. So for example, in the past 30 days that we can configure here from March 8th to April 8th, I had 400 conversations. Uh, I did not have them myself. All my virtual employees did it for me. And here we can see all the interactions. So for example, out of the 400 interactions, 164 ended up in the general category. This is the category I set up here, general information. So when someone asks my employees for general information, the category will be marked as general information. So we can see here 164. Now, active ones are the ones that are currently open. So people are actually chatting right now with my virtual employees. And I had 72 meeting scheduled conversations and all the other ones, for example, contact later, people say contact me later, and verification codes. So whenever a conversation ends, you can see all the summaries right here, and you can see what's going on with your account. And the same for the phone calls. So where can we see all this information? Where can we see the phone calls and the messages? Well, we'll have to go to the interaction section on the left side of the platform. And here we can see messages and phone calls. So phone calls are all the phone calls that are happening with our account. So for example, here we have one general information. We have Alejandro not interested and others. So here we can see all the conversations one by one and go into the details. For example, if we see, okay, Alejandro is not interested, but I want to know why he's not interested. I want to read the conversation. So if we click details, we can go into the details of the conversation. So in this case, we spoke with Alejandro. He spoke English and he's from the United States. Uh, every time one of our employees, in this case, we have David and Mark, the one we just created, every time they are done with an interaction, whether it's a phone call or a WhatsApp message or in your website, they will create a summary of the interaction, so you don't have to go through the whole interaction. So imagine you had a phone call that lasted for 30 minutes. Uh, that is a very long time to listen to a conversation to know what happened. So actually, David and Mark will create a summary of the whole interaction. So instead of taking us the 30 minutes to listen to the phone call, we can just read the summary in 10 seconds or less. So let's get back to the phone calls and let's see why Alejandro was not interested, okay? So if we zoom in, we can see the conversation was initiated by the agent Elizabeth. Elizabeth is one of my AI employees and asked Alejandro if he had a minute to chat. Alejandro actually started speaking in Spanish. Uh, we started the conversation in English. Elizabeth is one of my agents that speaks English, but she has no issues of changing her language to Spanish because remember, all the employees know how to speak up to 36 languages. That's a lot of languages to know. Uh, and then we can see Alejandro inquired if he could use WhatsApp to configure his employees or user employees. Uh, but for an unknown reason, the call ended uh, and there was no further engagement. So that's why the conversation ended up in not interested. But if we want to go deeply into the conversation, we can actually hear the recording if we have the call recording setting on, or we can go through the conversation as if it was on messages, okay? So for example, here, Elizabeth asked if he got a minute to chat. Alejandro said hello, and then Elizabeth asked again if he had a minute to chat, and then Alejandro changed the language to Spanish because I think he was from another country. Then Elizabeth answered in Spanish because remember, your employees can speak up to 36 languages, and then Alejandro changed to French. So uh, remember, inside the conversation, because you can be speaking with people all around the world, you will never actually know where they are from if they are calling you. So, for example, the hotel, it is in Cancun, so they have international guests from all over the world, from Spain, from the US, uh, from Portugal, from Angola, for every site in the world. So you won't always know what language your employees will have to speak, and that's why your employees knows how to speak 36 languages. So no matter where your client is from, they can switch languages in a seat, any language you want. And the same for the messages. So here we can see all the messages we have. These are the active ones. So these are conversations that are currently going. So that people here are speaking with my virtual employees. And if we want to see the conversation that have already ended, we can go to the archive conversations. So here we can see conversations are under general information, not interested, not interested, and we can filter out. So if we want to get only the conversations that ended up in a meeting, in my case, we can change the channel or the category to meeting schedule, for example. Meeting scheduled, we can see we have 78 conversations in meeting schedule. There are the same ones we saw on the insights. Uh, and if I try to make all these conversations on my own, imagine it's more than 1,000 conversations this month. So I don't have time for this. So I don't have time to speak with all of my clients and all of my leads. And that's why I use the platform because you can automate all of your ongoing contact with your clients. And remember, if you don't want to use this for yourself, for your own company, you can sell your services to another company and help them out, automate their customer engagement. And you can also schedule interactions. So there are some companies that we want to contact leads. So instead of leads contacting your organization, you can have your employees calling your leads for you. So for example, if you have a list of 100 prospects that you want to get in contact with, well, you can set up a conversation here and make your employee call them for you. So for example, you are the hotel and you have no guests. You want to call the employees to call your guests to make reservations for you. So if you had a list of 100 guests that you want them to come back to your hotel, you can input all their phone numbers right here. You can upload a CSV, for example, an Excel format file with the list of all of your prospects and make your employee call your prospects. Or if you want to input them manually, well, you can input it manually, the name, their phone number, and you can send a phone call, a WhatsApp, or an SMS. And your employees can speak with hundreds or maybe thousands of people at the same time. So there's not an actual limit on how many people your employees can speak with at the same time. Uh, but you can send thousands of interactions and your employees will speak with every single one of them. Okay? And now when we go to the channel manager, we can see there are more channels. We can connect a phone number. For example, you can buy phone numbers from here. They cost, I think, $1. Yes, $1.5. And once you have a phone number connected with your agents, with your employees, you will have to connect it with a team. So you get a phone number and you connect it with a team. So in this case, concierge hotel. So every time someone calls this phone number, they will be connected with employees inside the concierge team. So in this case, David will pick up or Mark will pick up. Uh, Also, um, this platform offers some security features. So for example, if you don't want people from other countries calling your employees, because sometimes people can figure out these are not actual humans and will start calling them just to hurt your company. So you can create a blacklist of phones that you don't want them to call your employees. For example, you detected a person was trying to call your employees to make jokes and you see this person was calling twice or maybe 5 times a day, and this will cost you money, so you don't want that to happen. So you can blacklist the phone number so they won't be able to call you. Or also the system can automatically detect when someone's trying to scam your employees, and it will blacklist the phone numbers right here. And then you can actually block a whole country. So for example, if you say, okay, I only want to take calls from Argentina, or I only want to take calls from Angola, you can set that up here. So for example, if we want to set up calls from France, we can look up for France and we can activate the calls for France. By default, all the countries will be selected by default, but you can activate this setting in the left panel under geo permissions. So you can block a whole country so they won't be able to call you. So for example, imagine you have your company and you are making ads for Angola, and there are people from Mexico calling you, and you will be like, okay, I don't want to have clients from Mexico and I will just be losing money. So you can go and visit Mexico, for example, in my active ones, and deactivate Mexico so they won't be able to contact your employees, and that way you won't lose money. And also, at last, we can see all the general configurations of our account, and you can check all the limits. So for example, if you have like a limited budget, you can say, okay, I only want to spend $5 per day. And if I go up from this limit, I want you to stop making the calls. So I won't lose all my money. So you can set up here a rate limit. So for example, when we pass the 5,000 credits, 5,000 credits is around $5, because this platform works with credits. So instead of working with actual money, it works with credits. So whenever, well, They work on monthly plans, so every month you will get certain amount of credits depending on your plan. For example, if we go to the billing section right here, we can see I'm on the boost plan. So I am on the second plan, the one that costs $29 a month, but there are cheaper ones or more expensive ones. And also, the first month of on this platform, it's always free. And also because you are AIU students, you will get 2 extra months for free actually. So you are getting 3 free months if you create your account on virtual scale. If you speak with your counselors, they will give you a code that you can input inside the billing settings, and you will get 2 extra months for free from the started plan. So during 3 months, you will get almost 7,000 credits totally for free. And that's basically all inside the platform. And let me get back on the presentation. Okay. Okay. So, okay, here is the free month for all AIU students. And here is the contact information from Virtual Scale. So that's the website, and these are their emails. If you want your accounts to be set up right now and you want to get the 2 extra free months right now, you can send an email to these guys, to any of these emails, or contact your AIU representative and they will help you out. If you contact the guys from the email, just say, hey, my name is David, for example, and I am an AIU student. Can you help me out setting up my account? And these guys are very nice. They will help you out with your account, and they will give you the 2 extra months for free so you can test the platform out. Do any of you has any questions?